funk, thoughts deep, boys steeped in the depths that he sunk. Big stress, depressed in the middle of fall. Sky gray, I lay in the thick of it all. I wonder, how long can a human survive just staying alive or carrying the rest of the tribe? Waiting for the day to arrive, or struggling dies, and I be doing way, way more than getting by. So why? Cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Eyes realize life is so much more than just living a day. Every day I can sit and reflect and breathe and connect to myself and all that I've been given. See, giving up is not an option. So when I'm looking at gray skies, I'll be adopting a new way to deal with a test. Lord, relieve me of stress, the rain be looking like when blessings drop in. And so I got myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, here we go. Yeah, let's do this. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. In times of test, let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Test. Let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord.
Well, salute everybody. Salute. Happy Friday to you. I am Urban. Appreciate you tuning into the podcast today. We got to, like I always have interesting topics that I always like to cover on this channel. Majority of my topics do deal with relationships. They deal with the LGBT community. It really don't matter, y'all. Well, wherever I find interest in the relationship, I always try to talk about it on this podcast and give y'all a different perspective. And I also love to hear y'all perspective on these topics that I share with y'all, all right? So this show is no different. like I said, I got a very interesting topic that I want to share with y'all today, and we're gonna jump right into that. All right. First of all, a little bit of quick housekeeping. Okay. I've been noticing that whenever I go live, right, and I'm looking at it right now on my phone, by the way. I noticed that whenever I go live, I see that the live kind of flickers, right. The reason why it does that on y'all end, if y'all view my live on a mobile device, the reason why it's doing that is because YouTube is trying to automatically adjust the settings of the video. On my own streams, I always stream at 1080p, all right, or higher. So what you'll need to do is, if you're looking at me on your mobile device, what you need to do, you could click on the video itself right there. You're gonna see this wheel to the upper right hand corner. If you click on that wheel, it's gonna give you a screen. The screen is gonna say quality, playback speed, additional settings, and all that stuff there. So when you do that, click on quality, right? Go to events, change the setting to 1080p, and it'll stop doing that. All right. It will change it to 1080p, because I always stream my podcast at 1080p, and so basically that's what your mobile device is doing through the YouTube app, is that it's constantly trying to adjust the playback settings. All right, so if you go up there and adjust the playback to 1080p, then it'll stop doing that. All right, so that's quick housekeeping. Other than that, once again, thank y'all so much. I see a lot of people in the building right now. Vons, what's up with it? Salute to you. Vons, she said, the lies tell the truth, shame the devil. I got you. Jamel is also in the building as well, too. She said, hello, Urban. Good morning. Good morning to you, too, as well. Good morning to you as well. And Vons, she said, yeah, it does did. It kind of flicker. Yeah, and like I say, that's the reason why it does that, because your mobile device is trying to adjust to the playback speed setting. Most mobile devices, it starts at a default setting at 720 frames per second. So you'll have to adjust it on your own. So if you don't adjust on your own, it's going to keep kind of flickering like that, because I would stream at 1080 or higher. All right. So that's why I was doing that. Then Jamel, she said, oh, what happened? That's what happened. All right. So other than that, let's go and jump into the conversation today. All right. So the topic of the conversation we're going to talk about today is about transgender. Okay. Preferably, we're going to talk about trans women. All right. So here's the conversation. Imagine one day you're a single man, right? You're a single man. You're hanging out with your boys and stuff, right? Y'all chilling, having a drink. Y'all have a good time. You getting the free drinks in. So by you getting the free drinks in, you're not as fully as aware of the situations that are happening around you. But it's okay, because you enjoy yourself. Next thing you know, you notice that it's a woman at the bar. Normally, you notice it's a woman at the bar. You notice that the woman is kind of staring at you at the bar, meaning that this woman wants you to come approach her because she's interested in you. So after joking around with the fellas and stuff, right, and even your own homeboys and stuff, right, they notice as well too. They say, hey, she's staring at you, bro. I think you should go holler at her. So you get a couple more shots in, you like, all right, to build up the courage to go talk to her, right? Go up and talk to her. You introduce yourself. She introduced herself as well too. And y'all begin to have a conversation with each other. The conversation end off with you giving her your number, or in modern day, right, y'all change y'all socials and different things like that. You come back to your homeboys, reported the success that you had with this woman, and y'all plan on talking later. Your boys celebrate with you by doing the one toast and start drinking some more. The very next day, probably a couple of days later, you decide to reach out to this woman and have a conversation with her. You either reach out to her by either texting or communicating on the phone. Conversation going really well. You start learning that y'all have a lot of commonality. There's a lot of things that y'all have similar interests about. You start really digging this chick. You start really liking her vibe and everything. So you build up the courage to invite her out for a official date. Go out on a date. The date is a huge success. Then shortly after that, after the day was over, you decide to give her a hug. You decide to give her a kiss. And you end the date like that. Or if the date was going very well, you decide to give her a kiss. And some of y'all will invite the woman either over to your house, or you may go over to her house, or y'all might even get a hotel room. Y'all decide to have a intimate night, right? But right at the peak of the moment while, y'all sitting there, you're kissing her or whatever and all this stuff, right? Right at the moment when you're doing these things, right? She stop you and say, hey, look, before we go further, I have something I need to tell you. You up in your mood as a man, you ready to get it on, of course, your little brain isn't thinking about none of that. Your little brain just wants to smash at this point. But she stopped you again, that she finally says this, hey, I want to let you know that I am a trans woman. Now, I want y'all to think about this, okay? Right at that moment, that's when she revealed that she's a trans woman. How would y'all feel in that situation? Would you feel violated that the trans woman never revealed her sexuality to you? Would you feel violated? Would you feel betrayed? Or would you not care at all? Let's say that the one situation go even further than this, right? To where she didn't reveal that she was a trans woman. She actually went through all the procedures to make sure that she fully transitioned into a trans woman. The man ultimately end up having sex with that woman, right? Then she waited to after the fact to reveal that she's a trans woman. How would you feel about that situation? We feel bothered by that? Would it put you into a certain space as a man? How would you honestly feel about that? Today on this home podcast, we are going to talk about this conversation. We're going to want to talk about today we're going to talk about, should a trans woman reveal right off the bat that she is a transgendered? Should she do that, or shouldn't she do that? Of course, like always, I'm going to give y'all my perspective about this. I'm going to tell y'all my honest perspective about this as well too. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to present both sides of the argument, okay? I'm going to present to you the side of where trans women state that they shouldn't tell the man at all that they've been transitioned. We're going to hear the other side of the argument as well too, where we are going to hear what people say that they should. So if y'all interested into this conversation, buckle up. We is supposed to go down the rabbit hole for real. And like always, I'm going to give you my perspective. And like always, How do y'all feel about this topic too? Do you think a trans woman should reveal that she's trans prior before even engaging into a relationship? Or do you feel like that is none of the dude's business, that the dude should accept her for who she is, accept her for her truth? So, without further ado, let's go and jump into this topic. I do got videos that I want to share with y'all as well too, dealing with this topic. So, let's go. So, let's listen to this young woman perspective about this. And her one perspective is that she believed that she shouldn't have to tell men that she's a transition woman. So let's hear her reasons behind this.
Why you shouldn't tell men that you're transgender? Straight men. It's because they will judge you beforehand and probably not go on the date with you. Some people might argue that they're not worth your time if they don't want to date you if you're trans, but no, because you might literally miss out on the love of your life and the love of their life, because they might have the preconceived notion of what trans is in their head. Man in a wig, they're going to be called gay, they're going to be shunned from society, from their family, whatever. But that might not be the case if you get to go on the date with them first, wow them, and actually show them who you are as a human being first, rather than sexuality, sexualness, whatever the fuck. Like, you just want to be seen first. Actually have the opportunity to, because you deserve to, because you're a woman. Gay men don't find women attractive, so I just don't get it.
All right, so her first reasoning behind this is that she believed that if she were to reveal her sexuality to the man right off the bat, out of fear, she believed that the dude would not accept her for who she is as a human being. To be honest with you, I can understand this type of reality. I can understand this type of truth. I can understand that. Now, do I agree with it? No, but I can understand where they're coming from, because whenever a man transition to a woman, or a woman transition to a man, there are certain things that they undergo mentally. Okay, like the biggest argument that we know about whenever men or women transition, right? The biggest argument is that they feel like mentally and spiritually that they are not the said gender that they're supposed to be. Okay. So they deal with that, right? And so eventually when they become adults, they start going through this transitioning period to transition to the said gender that they want to be. So they can feel secure about themselves mentally and spiritually. Now, is it wrong for them to do that, to go through this whole process as a human being? No, it's nothing wrong with that. Me personally, I believe that whatever truth that you want to that you believe that you are, live in your truth. It is nothing wrong with that at all. If you believe that you're a man and you should be transitioned as a woman, live in your truth. If you believe that you're a woman that should be a man, live in your truth. It's nothing wrong with that. But however, when she was talking, when she was telling us about the reason why she believed that you shouldn't, her reason wasn't because she was living in her truth. Her reason is because of the acceptance of her truth. Okay. Once again, her reason is the acceptance of her truth, meaning that she accepted her truth, but she have a certain fear that other people will not accept her truth. Okay, so I want y'all to keep that in mind. All right, so she do have more to say about this topic. So let's listen.
Why you shouldn't tell straight guys that you're transgender? Because I'm getting a lot of people, presumably from the US of A, telling me about myself and saying that I'm condoning my actions. First of all, I'm not condoning and I'm not preaching that you should do as I do. I'm saying food for thought, maybe do as I do, make sure that you're safe in a public area. And yeah, my argument is that that we're not being deceptive or deceitful. Trans is not a bad thing. That's why you're saying, oh, this person's going to get beat the fuck up because you see trans as a bad thing. It's not. That's a you issue. That's why you will be imprisoned if you do something harmful. It's not deceptive. You are there to meet an individual. If you have ulterior motives of trying to get into that person's pants, which a lot of guys do regardless of going on a date with a trans girl, then that's your problem as well. You are supposed to just go on an innocent date with that girl. We are women. It doesn't make you gay. And it's not necessary to say that we're taking that choice away from them.
Before she continue, let me ask y'all in the chat this, okay? Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all believe that if a heterosexual straight man end up not only dating a trans woman, but he willfully know that she's a trans woman, do y'all think that dude is actually gay? What do y'all think? Once again, a heterosexual straight man dating a trans woman, and he know that she's a trans woman, and he continue to date that trans woman. Is he considered as gay? What do y'all think? What y'all think? Put it in the chat. Vaughn, she said, hell yeah, Urban. That dude gay like I ain't nothing. Well, what say you? What say you? Do you believe that dude is gay or not? Jamel, she said, yes, he's gay. I just asked you that question, Urban. Read the chat. I'm going to read it. Calm down. I'm going to read the chat, Jamel. I'll get to you. Side Patch, what's up with it? Side Patch said, yes, that dude is gay. Okay. All right. So, overwhelmingly, y'all agree that dude dating a trans woman and he willfully know that she's a trans woman and he continue with it. That means that he's gay, right? Okay. So, let's take this situation where she's talking about right now. Let's say that the trans woman didn't reveal to the heterosexual man that she's trans, right? She didn't reveal that to him. They went through the whole process of dating, and for whatever reason, he didn't know that she used to be a man because she went through the whole transitioning, right? He ended up they end up dating, they end up kissing, they end up having sex together and all stuff, right? Then she ended up revealing after the fact that she's a trans woman. So, does that make that dude gay? Do it make the heterosexual man gay by committing to the sexual act? What say y'all? Because this is the argument, okay? Let's say you. All right, Jamil, she says this. Well, if he didn't know, I wouldn't say that he's gay, but we're not talking about hypotheticals. We're talking about straight. We're talking about straight to the point. We're talking about logically speaking. Because on the first question that I asked y'all, right, y'all overwhelmingly said, yeah, that dude is gay, especially if he willfully knew. Okay? Y'all say that overwhelmingly. But in this situation, he don't know, and he ended up doing it. And pretty much was deceived to the fact that she's a trans woman because she never told him. So do that make that dude gay? Do it make him gay? Come on, don't be shy, y'all. Urban don't bite. If he knew and he's fine with it, then yes, he's gay. But okay, so if he knew, then it makes him gay. But if he didn't know, it doesn't make him gay. Okay. So let's say if we And on South Pass, she said no, he was tricked. Okay, so if we logically continue with this argument, right, that he's not gay, right? So does this mean that him being gay is actually a choice that he chooses? Let me say that again. Him being gay is actually a choice that he chooses. Both questions that I asked you, right? Let's think about it logically. If he willfully knew that she was a trans woman, y'all overwhelmingly said that, yeah, he's gay. But if he didn't know, y'all overwhelmingly said no. So that means by logic, right, that he chooses whether or not if he feel like he's gay or not, correct? Is that what that means? That he's choosing it? So in other words, it doesn't matter if he knew she's a trans woman or not, right? It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's based on choice, right? So let's say that this trans woman does do this, right? They end up having she never tell him that she's a trans woman. And since we're saying that logically it's based on choice, at the end of the day, why would it matter for the trans woman to tell this heterosexual dude that she's trans if it's at the end of the day based on choice? So I'm gonna get y'all thinking today in this chat. Now, keep in mind, I still haven't told y'all my overall perspective about this. I'm just looking at it from both viewpoints, all right? Because I want y'all to think about this. I want y'all to critically think about this situation. Another reason why I'm talking about this is because this is the reality of what men are dealing with, okay? Men are dealing with scenarios like this, okay? And we haven't even talked about the mental implications of after when the dude found out. We haven't even scratched the surface on that yet. But I want y'all to, in this particular moment, I really want y'all to critically think about this. All right? So while y'all thinking about this, let me go ahead and address some of these comments real quick. And we're going to continue with the video too. Once again, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for thumbs up the live. Appreciate y'all as well sharing me out as well too. Appreciate everyone who's watching in the bushes. And thank you so much for everyone who's going to catch the replay of this, all right? So today's topic, we are talking about, should a trans woman tell a heterosexual man that she's transitioned? Should she do that? Should she tell him or not? That's the conversation, all right? So let me go back and talk about, well, let me go back and review this chat. Vaughn said this: if I was a man, I'll be uncomfortable. Then she followed up and said, if a man turned out to be a woman, I would be uncomfortable. And said, because I'm straight. Jamel, she said, some don't reveal it at all, which that is true. That is true. It's a good thing, Jamel. Some people wait until the draws are dropping. Jamel said this: yes, reveal it right away. Shit can turn deadly, which I also agree with that point as well too, which we're going to talk about that later. I'm going to be quiet because I could get ignorant. I'm sorry, you said it the correct way, because I could get ignorant. You just said to get away, ignorant. You said ignorant. I read a story of a dude that knew off the rip and he continued to date the trans. He considered her a woman. Now, keep in mind with this. Keep in mind with this, okay? Throughout this conversation, I never disrespected this trans woman or any type of trans woman that I'm going to talk to y'all about today. I respect them as being a woman. If they transition into a woman, I respect them as that. The reason why is because at the end of the day, I respect people who are human, period. If you decide to transition into wherever it is you want to transition to, that's your truth, fine. I will respect you on that. No problem. But some people would not do that. And the reason why some people would not do that is solely based on their worldview behind it. Let me say that again. The reason why some people will not respect that is because of their worldview behind it. What do I mean by that? A lot of us have been indoctrinated a lot, preferably through religion. Religion teaches us that a man should be a man, a woman should be a woman, which is nothing wrong with that. But however, also with religion and indoctrination is that whenever a person decides to go against the grain of what's already been established, they consider that as a sin, or they consider it as being wrong. Therefore, people end up develop a worldview that anytime a person does things contrary to what I've been indoctrinated into, right, then it's wrong, period. Okay? So that's why me personally, that's why I say, if you into this type of worldview, whether it is fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But however, it is very unrealistic and unfair for you to think that your said worldview is the overall judge, jury, and executioner of everyone's life, which that's not true, because everyone's life is different. Okay? Everyone live their life differently. Everyone's life is not a straight, narrow line. There are always gray areas in people's life. Situations happen to people every single day where instead of them having a straight line, it get cut off, then they're creating a whole different timeline or whatever the case may be. It is life. It happens that way. So I believe that people have to be understanding and be respectable of everyone's worldview, period. Because you just don't never know. But let's continue. All right. Once again, appreciate everybody tuning in. Prime, what's up with it, bro? Appreciate you. I see you in the chat. All right, so what else we got? Nothing wrong with that. Jamal said urban. A lot of men have been with trans and stay with them. The question is the man considered gay? Which that's what we're talking about right now. All right. Vaughn say, educate me now. Jamal that's her opinion. Vaughn says weird because wouldn't the guy be considered gay? If he doesn't think he's gay, Jamal, then something is wrong. She looks like a natural woman, which, she kind of do. She do. All right. Vaughn, some of these trans be looking really good. No lie. You can't even tell that they're a man. And that's an interesting point that you want to make to Jamal, because some of them really do. They have went through the whole transition period where it'd be difficult for men to tell that they're talking to a trans woman, especially about the situation that I told y'all earlier, that let's say that the dude was at the bar, he's getting a couple of drinks in or whatever, he ain't paid attention to none of that. And so the dude is not going to be coherent to sit up here and do a whole full check to see if that woman is a woman, truly is a woman. He ain't going to be thinking about that. So situations like that can happen. So I'm just saying. When she started talking, I could hear the man part. Yeah. All right, so I heard trans don't go deep like natural. So why he want to hit a wild man? Well, he didn't know. I would say that he's gay. All right. So once again, before I get into the video again, my whole understanding is this: if that man either willfully or unwillfully know that woman is a trans woman, does that make him gay? Everyone say, well, it depends on the situation. If she doesn't tell him, then no, that doesn't make him gay. But if she do tell him and he continue on with the type of behavior, then it makes him gay. So I said, therefore, if that be the case, then at the end of the day, it's based on choice. So therefore, based on what we're talking about, right, it shouldn't matter if that trans woman tell him that she's trans or not, right? Which at the end of the day is based on choice, right? So let's continue to hear her perspective about this. And I got other videos that I want to share as well too. And she got another one of your point that she's gonna share.
It should be comparable to the thing of like, where if a guy doesn't like that girls are like have like plastic surgery, or like if they're not a natural blonde or whatever, it's comparable to that. It's not comparable to the fact that we have to disclose that it's an STD or something, because trans is not that. Trans is not a disclosure where you have to. Maybe on the third date, if you want to get serious and you've allowed for room to get to know to that person, and you typically wouldn't consider ever really going on a date with them. I've had many men say that they've been thankful that I've given them room to open their minds and whatever, and they're as straight as they come. Regardless of all of this and that, you're still straight, it's not deceptive, and saying that you're promoting violence, that's their problem. It is their issue. You're not supposed to have the ulterior motive trying to get into that person's pants, or thinking long term right then and there. Like, you're supposed to meet each other and have a mutually beneficial time together. It's supposed to be innocent. Why you
All right, so let me give y'all another one scenario, okay? Let me give y'all another scenario about this topic, and I want y'all to think about this logically too, okay? All right, so originally before the one trans woman be converted fully into a trans woman, right? What is she considered as? She's considered as a man, all right? And I want y'all to think about this. Okay. So, if she originally considered as a man, let's be honest. Ladies, what is it that men are good at doing, especially when we're trying to get at a woman? What are we very good at doing? What are we skillful at doing? What are we skillful at doing as men? When we're trying to get you, when we're trying to get to know y'all, when we're trying to get y'all number one and all this stuff there, and ultimately we're trying to have sex with you. Well, what are we skilled at doing? Put it in the chat. And be honest. Be honest. What are we skilled at doing? Vaughn say this. Lying like it ain't nothing. Southpet said, lying like it ain't nothing. Okay. Keep it coming. Vaughn say, being persuasive. Okay. Keep it coming, y'all. Keep it coming. All these, what y'all talk about, I agree. We're very skilled at being persuasive. We're very skilled at lying, what we call lying, we call it a white lie, meaning that we don't disclose information to you until we achieve the ultimate goal of what we're trying to accomplish. Okay. Vaughn say being charismatic as well too. All of these I agree. So, with that being said, Jamel said cheating and playing the victim. She said cheating and playing the victim. Hey, I'm laughing. I knock you on that one at all. All right, so with that being said, right, I want y'all to think about this again, all right? With that being said, even though that man has transitioned to be a woman and she's now considered as a trans woman, right? Think about it like this. The only thing that truly transitioned is what? The body. Because the only way you can fully transition into a woman is for you to have a body like a woman. Correct? But, however, just because the body transitioned, that doesn't necessarily mean that the mind had transitioned. Right? So, therefore, even though this man transitioned into a woman, technically speaking, this woman still had the mind of a man, right? So therefore, based on what she's talking about, right? She is thinking like a man. Therefore, that's why she is saying that you should have tell them. That's why she's saying, hey, you shouldn't tell this person at all because she's thinking like a man, because that's something what men do. We do this all the time. We tell white lies to get a ultimate resort, which is to get to that woman or to have sex with that woman or to be in a relationship with that woman. That's what we do as men. I'm not going to deny that at all. That's what we do. That's what we do. So therefore, this trans woman is thinking like a man. So that is why she is saying that you shouldn't reveal that. That is why she said that, hey, it'd be better off that you don't know at all, so I can get the desired results. That is why also, like I told y'all earlier, what she was making a statement earlier is that she making the statement out of what? Out of fear of acceptance. Now keep in mind, she accepted who she is, right? No problem. But however, she feared that that man is not going to accept her as who she is. Likewise, same thing with men. Same thing with men. We have, even though we have pride and ego, and I'm be honest with y'all, even though we have pride and ego, right, there is a certain part of us, right, that we have a fear of acceptance. Because deep down inside, we want that woman to accept us for how the way we are, depending on what we choose to be. What if we choose to be players, pimps, what if we choose to have a narcissistic personality disorder, whatever the case may be. We want that woman to accept us for that. So therefore, that's the reason why she is saying what she's saying. That's why she's saying what she's saying, y'all. So what y'all think about that? So like I say, I'm making y'all think critically about this. Keep in mind, I have not told y'all my perspective about this. I'm only listening to the argument and giving y'all just a different point of view about it, all right? But I haven't overall told y'all my overall perspective about this yet. So what do y'all say? But I say, man, that absolutely sound like a man for real. Oh man, she said I didn't think about it like that. And they still fight like a man too, huh? Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, some get breasts in the, yeah, they go through the full transition. They do. They do. They go through the full transition. Absolutely. Some men would be embarrassed to tell their homie if they fell for a trans because they know they would be judged. And that's true. Which this deals with the behavior part about this. Absolutely. Because another thing about what men deal with is that men, we do have pride and ego, especially when we chill with the homies. We want our homies to also accept us as the dude, as the man. But if we end up dropping the ball or fumbling the bag doesn't necessarily have to mean money, right? Fumbling the bag also means about relationships or other situations as well too. If we end up fumbling that bag, right, guess what? You're gonna be ridiculed get ridiculed by your homies. Facts. And they're gonna make them feel some type of way. Facts. So she had one more thing to said about this too, y'all. And I want y'all to listen to her final point of view about why you shouldn't tell why she should tell a man that she used to be a man. All right. So let's listen to this.
Hi everyone, I'm going to be doing a video on why you shouldn't tell straight guys that you're transgender. And I use the term straight because you're still straight if you go after a trans woman, be with a trans woman in any capacity. I actually uploaded a video on TikTok, and it's not the first video I've uploaded on that platform regarding why you shouldn't tell guys that you're transgender, but it's one of the videos where I'm getting dragged on. It was done like towards the end of December, and I'm getting dragged across, like, not even just like not even just with TikTok and people like duetting it, I had to turn off the comments because they were that bad. Not that they were affecting me in the sense where like I believe what they're saying, but it's just like spam of all my notifications.
I ain't trying to be funny. She do have some big ass hands though. I ain't lying. God dang, she got some big old hands.
People are telling me about myself and about like how I'm such a bad person that deserves to be unalived and stuff like that. So that's why I turned off the comments. With regards to like the negative like feedback.
Okay, before she continue, this right here, to be real honest with y'all, this right here, I could understand where she's coming from. So basically, what she's saying is this. By the way, she's a content creator on TikTok, and I think she got a YouTube channel as well too. But she went on here telling people that you shouldn't want to tell straight guys that you're transgender. Of course, every homophobic, transphobic person is going to jump into her comment section. Every person is going to jump into her comment section and they is going to grill the hell out of her. That's what she was dealing with. I seen a person, I went onto her channel. I seen a person where people was giving her death threats and all kind of stuff, all kind of crazy stuff. But at the same time, this is nothing new as far as being content creators, because this is, if you, like I said, if you truly are a content creator, you are going to face backlash, period. You're going to face backlash either in a positive way or in a negative way. That is the reality of being a true content creator. I'm not talking about these old bootleg people that think they're content creators by, throwing out, little beef content or whatever, I'm saying, and thinking that they winning. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about true people who are actually content creators who do this thing for real. You are going to face backlash either in a positive way or a negative way. Her situation was no different. So in her particular situation, I can understand where she's coming from one content creator to another. I can understand that. I can understand the backlash. I can understand the threats of violence. I can understand people get so much up in their feelings that they want to dox you and stuff like that. Why they get into that mental capacity, I don't know. But it is what it is. But let's continue now.
I'm getting is across like YouTube and other things, and I haven't had like a controversial reaction and whatever in a long time, since 2021 when my friend Ruby and I made a video about like sleeping with a transphobic guy, and I'll just insert the image here. That one did the numbers, mostly for her, but I piggybacked off of her, and the hate was real. Like, it was like I had to like take that video down, and her account's been banned since. But I digress. I'm here to clear up a few things and a few points that people on the internet love to run with, and I have never ever said I would never, or I would lie about being transgender. I've never ever said that. I have said I will disclose my trans identity when I...
Wait a minute. She said she never lied about not disclosing being transgender. Hold up. Let me rewind that back. See if I heard that correctly.
Love to run with, and I have never ever said I would never, or I would lie about being transgender. I've never ever said that. I have said...
Hold up. She said that she never lie about being transgender, but she's telling people that you shouldn't reveal that you're transgender. Ain't that the same thing as lying? Or am I missing something here? By not telling a person this, right, and you continue on with that, you continue to deceive that person. That's the same equivalency of lying. Which I'm not gonna lie, y'all. That sound very masculine. That sound like something us men would do. We would. Let me. I'm putting us on blast today, y'all. I'm sorry, fellas, but I'm putting y'all on blast today. But that's something that we would do. Like, say for example, the whole entire time, right? We sitting up here talking to another woman while talking to you, right? That sounds like some stuff that we'll literally do. And to justify that behavior, We'll sit up here and make a weird conclusion about it, saying, well, is it really wrong that I never told you that I was talking to another woman and sleeping with this other woman, right? Because the reason why I feel that it's not wrong is because I just didn't tell you. I didn't tell you because you just never asked. If you had asked, then you would have known, right? That sounds like some crazy logic that we would say as men. I ain't gonna lie. But, all right, let's continue, y'all. You're out.
I will disclose my trans identity when I feel comfortable and when it's the right time. I was saying in that particular video that I will go on a date with a guy without disclosing.
Now, she also said that she'll probably disclose that information at the right time. So the question is, when would it be the right time according to her? When would that be? How would that look like? It's the right time after you done been in a relationship with this person and you had sex with them. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, y'all go further than that. Y'all end up getting married. You still haven't said it right. So when is the right time going to be the right time? Is it after the fact? Y'all been married for 10 years. Then all of a sudden this dude said that he want to have children with you. Then that's when you say that, oh yeah, by the way, hey, I don't got no eggs down there. We can't have children. Would that be the right time to tell that dude? Or they probably end up lying and say that I can't have no children because I done got the cut. I done got the tools cut, or I done got the tools tied. So I can't have children. So when will the right time occur? When would the right time occur? But let's continue.
My trans identity to begin with. A lot of people are getting upset because they're saying that's deceitful, that's grape, that's SA. And I'm like, you're literally going on a date with someone. You're not gonna like have sex then.
Zone Nisbet, salute, welcome. Appreciate you in the chat.
They're on the date, and a pre-op girl would and should tell their date that they are trans if they're pre-op, because they're expecting a woman with a vagina, and that woman doesn't at that point in time have a vagina. So that's when they need to disclose it. And I'm talking about like the first couple of dates, like you're still feeling out each other. You don't need to disclose that because you're going on a date. You're going on a date with a woman, and medical professionals, as well as like just common sense, as well as the legal, because like people keep telling me like, and this is American people that keep telling me like, oh my god, that is so illegal, or it should be illegal, and I'm here to clarify that it's not. I have a friend that's a barrister who's a lawyer, and I was like, yo, like I'm getting all this hate like prior to this video, yo, like is this all like good and stuff? And she was like, it's all good, like you're not doing anything wrong. So it's
my moderators, if y'all want to go to No Zibit channel, if they truly have a channel, by all means, you could drop that link so people can check it out. I have no problem with it. Just like I say, over here on my channel, right? Over here on my channel, I have no problem with people coming in the chat, as long as you're being respectable in the chat, all right? That's my only rule. Long as you're being respectable, long as you are engaging into the conversation, whether you agree with it or not. No problem. I have no problem with that. But when you become disrespectful in the chat, or you start trolling my chat, start spamming and stuff like that, then yeah, my moderators will expeditiously remove you. No questions asked. So yeah, I have no problem with it. It's up to my moderators if they want to do that. So, all right, back to the video.
Just insane when people are saying to me that you deserve to be put down, unalived, and whatever the case may be, because you're being deceitful. Like men can't handle that kind of like deceit. They don't want to go out on a date with a man. And a lot of these people that are making these duet videos to me are basically condoning the fact that, oh yeah, you deserve this because you've lied. No, I'm not lying. You are going on a date with a woman. A lot of these people are prefacing their video like, I don't like trans people. I don't believe that they're trans, that they're actually a woman or a man, a trans woman, a trans man. I don't believe that, but That's besides the point. You will be murdered if you do not disclose it. And it's shocking as well, where like women are actually responding to my video and saying and commenting that you deserve what you're gonna get. You're gonna blah 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 blah. It's really
Okay, so and this particular point where what she's doing, she's kind of reiterating a lot, right? So pretty much what she's saying is this. She said that her final reasons for why a trans woman shouldn't reveal to a straight heterosexual man that she's trans is because of the safety reasons behind it. All right. She's saying that there are many people out there who are transphobic. Okay. And these type of transphobic people will engage into behavior where it becomes unsafe. Now, her particular argument, I can agree to that, okay, because there are transphobic people out there, all right, that will do physical harm to trans people for the simple fact that they transition into they said transgender, okay, which I agree with that. But however, if you end up talking to a heterosexual man, right? This dude is not whatsoever gay. He never thought about being gay. It's not in his mind about being gay. None of that whatsoever. And he just so happened to talk to a trans woman, not knowing that trans woman used to be a man. And they are doing something about that, right? And then after the fact, he find out. Guess what's going to happen? That dude is going to be in a mental state because the very first thing that heterosexual man is going to think about is, dang, I had sex with a man. Let's be real about it. He's going to think about, man, I had sex with a man. So therefore, he's going to be thinking that he's gay. I'm going to put it to y'all in this perspective too. This is the same equivalency, right? Stay with me. This is the same equivalency of when a woman unwillfully participate in sexual activities. What I mean by that? When a man violate that woman. What I mean by that? When a woman tell a man, no, I do not want to engage in sexual relations with you, but that man willfully or forcefully do it anyway. Right? That woman feels some type of way, right? That is the same equivalency of that. What I mean, at the end of the day, you will feel violated. You'll feel betrayed. You'll feel yucky. You'll feel nasty. You'll feel all these different type of emotions going over you because you did not have the freedom to choose. You didn't have the freedom to choose. But when you put people into that space, if they're not mentally sound, if they're not mentally grounded, then guess what? Ultimately, that's what's going to happen. That person's going to feel so violated to the point that they want to do something to that person. Now, I'm not condoning violence or for you to do something violent to that said person. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, I'm talking to y'all in a realistic, logical point of view. Same situation, if a woman felt violated, in her mind she feels so violated, guess what? She's going to feel like she's a victim. She's going to feel defeated. But also, guess what else she's going to feel? She's going to feel upset. She's going to feel mad. She's going to feel enraged because she allowed that to happen to her. Same thing with men dealing with that. They're going to feel violated. They're going to feel defeated. Then most of all, they're going to be pissed the hell off because they allow it to happen. Therefore, guess what? They're going to, in their mind, if their mind is not sound, guess what? They're going to want to do something about that. That's the reason why y'all see when we look at news reports on these stories and stuff, right? That's why y'all be seeing the situation that be happening with trans women, where they end up either getting beat up or, heaven forbid, end up being murdered. And this came all for the simple fact because that trans woman did not reveal to that man or lied to that man that she used to be a man. So just like I said, we got to think about this from different point of views, y'all. But let's listen to this personal perspective about this on top of that. All right. Hope y'all enjoying the live, by the way. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up and make sure y'all share me out as well too. So let's jump into this. All right. Let's hear this other story.
And now having a vagina, I've like fully had sex with people and like just not even told them. They just like don't know. When guys get upset when they find out you're trans, it's honestly based off their own insecurities of like, oh, I find so-and-so attractive. Oh, she used to be a boy. Oh my God. If you're attracted to me, if you literally just had sex with me, it doesn't matter. Like who I was born as, like I'm not that person anymore.
So this person's argument is this. If that were to happen to you, then it's not her fault at all. That means that you are insecure as a man. Do y'all agree with that? Y'all agree with that? So run me one more time so y'all can hear.
I've like fully had sex with people and like just not even told them. They just like don't know. When guys get upset when they find out you're trans, it's honestly based off their own insecurities of like, oh, I find.
They said that it's based off of your insecurities. So do y'all agree? Y'all agree with that? It's based off of that person's insecurity by being by not disclosing that. Now, once again, keep in mind, y'all. Keep in mind, y'all. This is not the situation where I said earlier where that man knew that she's a trans woman and continued with that. This is solely the situation where that trans woman never told him, period. And that dude just so happened found out. So in her defense, she's saying that, well, that's your fault because you're being insecure. Furthermore, they're saying that not only you're being insecure, now you're being transphobic or you're being homophobic. So do y'all agree with that or not? Y'all agree with that or not? I would feel violated if I had a relationship with a man who used to suck ping. Understandable. Zoe say it matters. It matters. It matters. What if you find out he's trans? Oh man. Then just say no. Anything could happen. Facts. Open up Pandora's box. You being deceived. Yeah, I agree. I'll feel violated. Yep, I agree. So far we're hearing the argument, right? We're hearing the argument so far that trans women believe that they shouldn't have disclosed that they are trans to heterosexual straight men. Okay? We're hearing that argument. Let's hear this other argument as well too. Then we're going to transition to the second part of the segment. All right, so let's hear this.
Transgender person is about to have sex with their partner. They need to reveal that they're trans.
First and foremost, most trans people talk to their partners long before that happens. That's number one. Number two.
All right, before we continue, he's saying that first of all, trans people tell them that they're trans before it even happened. But according to what we just witnessed, right, we done had different trans women that we reviewed that they said that they're not going to tell them that they're trans. Hell, matter of fact, they're saying that they ain't going to say nothing at all. So does it make his logic a lie? But let's continue. Let's hear what you got to say. Bag it up.
Trans.
First and foremost, most trans people talk to their partners long before that happens. That's number one. Number two, the reason a lot of them keep it to themselves and don't date or don't date men or whatever is because trans people, trans women, especially trans women of color, are being murdered in the streets because men in their fucking ego cannot handle the idea of being attracted to somebody who's trans. That's
So how y'all feel about his statement? He's saying that the trans women being murdered in the street because men can't handle the fact that they're actually attracted to trans women. How y'all feel about that? Do y'all agree with that or not? I think that's a strong statement. That's a strong stance. And once again, I don't know if this dude is a heterosexual man or not. I don't know. I have no idea, but let's go.
number two. And number three, since we're going there, let's go all the way there. I think if you are not well endowed and you cannot last longer than 15 seconds, I think you should tell a woman that. If you have no oral skills and don't plan on learning, I think you should tell a woman that. If you are lazy in bed, no inventiveness whatsoever, you're just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, I think you should tell a woman that. Give that woman the choice of being with you. Since let's make all things fair then, if we're gonna do it that way.
Okay. So his final argument is this, y'all. His final argument is that you should tell, if we're going to go there, right? He said that a man should reveal that he's not good in bed. So I'm scratching my head. How did he go there? How did he went from that to that? Because that situation don't have nothing to do with about whether or not a man want to accept a trans woman or not. It don't. So where did he get this from? Then on top of that, him leading the argument talking about if you don't have oral skills, it just sounds weird.
I think if you are not well endowed and you cannot last longer than 15 seconds, I think you should tell a woman that.
Last no longer than 50 seconds, you should tell a woman that. Okay. Let's tackle this, all right? Since this dude is talking about the quote unquote Minuteman, all right, there are remedies for that, okay? We have what is known as Viagra. We have what is known as blue chew pills. We have all these different type of remedies that would rectify erectile dysfunction, okay? Erectile dysfunction. So why is that even part of this argument dealing with trans women? Why? If you don't have, what he say, if you don't have skills in bed, period, then you should tell a woman that. I'm pretty sure that any type of grown man will reveal that to his partner, to his said partner, period. Even then, that particular situation is learned behavior. You can learn how to please your partner based on how the way y'all be together. By me being a married man, right? There are a lot of things that I learned over the years with my wife, especially sexually. I learned that over the years. But how the way I learned that is by us doing what? Having effective communication. By us talking about it. By us experimenting. By us doing it. So these type of situations, long as you're communicating to one another, that can be easily be rectified. And there's nothing wrong with that. But however, dealing with a situation to where a man is being deceived by a trans woman, that is totally different. Because once when that situation happened, he can't take that away. Same thing that I said earlier about if a woman being sexually violated by a man. She can't take that away. She can't sexually violate herself. She can't do it because it happened. Same thing with a man dealing with that, right? He can't take that away. He can't ungay himself because it happened. It happened. So what this dude is talking about is, I don't know. That was like the most craziest ideology that I ever heard. But I just wanted y'all to hear that perspective. But all right, so we've been listening to everybody's perspective. Well, it's one perspective about this, right? from trans women to apparently a heterosexual man, they're saying that a trans woman should not reveal to a straight heterosexual man that they're trans. All right. And they gave us all the different reasons. They're saying about safety reasons, they're saying about mental reasons, all these different other reasons. All right. So let's listen to this particular perspective, and we're going to want to segue into our final point. All right. Make sure y'all hit that thumb up while y'all tune in as well too. Share me out. Gary, I see you in the chat. Salute. Welcome. Appreciate you. So let's listen to this perspective. I wanted to share this with y'all because I found this point very, very interesting. All right. So
if a person transitions in their head, and I can't speak for them, maybe somebody we can have a guess, they are now completely that gender they transition to.
Right.
And so it becomes a sticky dynamic because they may not feel like I have to regurgitate my painful experiences of being misgendered throughout my life. And so they present themselves to you as a woman. So they may not feel like I have to tell you that I
old boy not feeling this at all. Old boy saying this. This was old boy saying just by his look.
It's just fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
but continue.
To be a man. You may feel like that's something that you probably should bring up to me.
Deceitful.
Yeah. And the reason this is the balance between it. I can understand why you feel like it's deceitful. Mm-hmm. But then I can also understand that this person feels like they're living their true, authentic self. Yes.
Okay.
So then, while you saying it's deceitful, they're like, no, who I was before was actually just deceitful.
So what y'all think about that? What y'all think about that perspective? So once again, here's coming from the viewpoint that this trans woman is now living in their truth, okay? They're now living their truth. Instead of them thinking that they're a man, they now transition to being a woman. Okay? That's part one of that. Part two of that is the deceitfulness behind it, which is old boy point of view or perspective, right? Where he's saying, hey, you're deceiving me. Okay? Now, once again, I said this on earlier in the beginning of the podcast, and I'm saying it again. Now, once again, I believe that it is nothing wrong with a person living in their truth. I believe there's nothing wrong with that. If you believe that you're a man, but you're really supposed to be a woman and you transition into that, or you're a woman and you transition to being a man, that is your truth. Live your truth. It is your life. Live your truth, period. But however, the argument behind this is that while you're living in your truth, it's the deceitfulness of you living your truth. And I revealed to y'all earlier, the reason why they do this type of behavior is because of one reason and one reason only. It's because they accepted their truth, but however, the world have not accepted their truth. Therefore, they trying to get the world to forcibly accept their truth. Now, some people will accept you as a woman and they don't care. Other people will not. And that is fine. There is nothing wrong with that. It is nothing wrong with that. Live in it. But when you be deceitful behind it, then that's where the issue comes, especially in relationships and dating. And that's what we're talking about today. This whole podcast, it has nothing to do with a person transitioning into being, transitioning, period. It don't have nothing to do with trying to be homophobic or anything like that. The whole topic of this conversation is dealing with the relationship part of it. Should you tell this person that you transition? That's the question. So far, a lot of them is saying that you shouldn't for these type of reasons. But let's look at the other argument, okay? Let's look at the argument of the reason why you should, all right? So let me share these videos with y'all real quick, all right? And let's listen to it. Now, this next argument is going to come from a trans woman, all right? And she's going to tell you the reason why you should reveal that you should reveal that you're trans, a trans woman, all right? So let's go.
At what point in a relationship do you tell your partner that you're trans? Hi, my name's Kenzie. I'm a post-op transgender woman who likes to answer the awkward questions.
Charles, I see in the chat. What's up? Salute.
For me, my answer is very strict. I would not even flirt with someone without them knowing. I've had friends say, if you want to get someone, you're struggling and, people are transphobic, why tell them in the first place? There is not a person on earth who deserves my body if they don't accept me for who I am. The idea of kissing someone, let alone sleeping with someone, without knowing right off the bat that they accept me for who I am, makes me want to spew vomit. And of course, there's the other spectrum of well, you should tell them anyways, because that's a trust thing. And yeah, sure, whatever, I get it. I don't care about that. I don't care about the person who I'm with. I care about respecting myself for who I am. There are some who will say, after the first date or something, because a lot of times people, if they're dating somebody who's trans for the first time, it can be awkward and they can deny it. Whereas if you have that first date, get them a little more comfortable, then tell them, there's a better chance that they're going to be okay with it. But me personally, nah, they don't.
Hey, man, say that burp is a total fumble, y'all. Should I do that burp, man? Come on now, be real. If you're going to be a woman, then be a woman. Come on now, be real.
Deserve me unless they know.
All right, so her argument is this: hey, I'm going to tell you straight up that I used to be a man, and the reason why I'm going to tell you that is because I care enough about myself. Okay? I am living in my truth. I'm living in my truth. I care so much about myself. So therefore, I'm going to let you know right off the bat, this is who I am. It is your choice to decide if you want to continue to pursue this or not by me revealing that. Now, to be honest with you, I can agree with that because once again, at the end of the day, it's based on choice. If you take a person's choice away, then what are you doing? You're being deceitful. You're being dishonest. Hell, you're being a total narcissist in everything. So let's listen to this other perspective as well, too.
Now, hold on. I'm not going to say that. Hold on.
And see, this is one thing I will never understand about people who are transgender. You can be whoever the fuck you want to be. If you were born a guy and you decided, hey, I want to be a woman, you've always felt that way, by all means, go get the whatever the fuck and become that. And vice versa. But once you do that shit, you have to understand that you have to reveal that information to guys who are straight. Because I think I speak for all straight men when I say, we are not sexually interested in anybody at any point in time who was a male. Now, if this young man is on the DL, hey, completely different story. Go for what you know. But you want people to accept you for who you are. But you don't want to accept that simple, very simple fucking concept. I'm not saying you can't be friends with a guy, but you at least got to let them know so they can make the decision whether or not to fuck with you on that level or not. Because if not, you're playing with fire.
And what y'all think about his perspective? Y'all agree with that or disagree? I agree with what he's saying because once again, this based on choice. Now I can say this. Let me say this. I'll put y'all this way. A lot of y'all, right? I'm not gonna say all of y'all, but a lot of y'all at least have that one friend that you know that friend is gay as hell, right? You have that one friend that you know, even though they probably try to be DL with it, wherever the case may be, but you know that they is gay as hell. You know that. You know. But guess what? You chose to continue to be that person's friend. The reason why is because you know that at the end of the day, they're living in their truth. And you don't care about that. There are even heterosexual men who have other men who are gay, who are friends with them. And they're cool with them. And they respect them. The reason why is because they're living in their truth. And also the reason why is because they gave them the freedom to choose. Right? Same thing with anybody else who were part of the LGBT community. See, it's not the whole point that people don't like the LGBT community. That's not the point, because at the end of the day, we don't care. Live in your truth. If that's what you want to live in, fine. Live in your truth. But when you try to take away the freedom of choice from us, then that's where the argument comes from. Okay. Say for example, right now, we're looking at different laws that have been passed through Congress, through this current legislation, through I mentioned this on my podcast before, through when former President Barack Obama was in office, one of his main push while he was in term was that he was pushing for different laws to be created for what community, what main community? The LGBTQ community. The reason why, personally, why I have an issue with that is because you're taking away the freedom for us as heterosexual men and women to choose. Just being real about it. So after laws been passed, now it came to the point where now the same-sex community is not even respecting us as being heterosexual. They done misgender us now. Now they're calling, instead of us calling us heterosexual, guess what they call us? Cis. They call us cis. Cis men, cis women. A matter of fact, I had did a podcast talking about a transgender woman was telling heterosexual women, or as they put it, cis women, that they didn't have a right to have periods. What kind of bullshit is that? That's crazy. Here's a person that used to be a man that transitioned to a woman, telling another woman that you don't have a right to have periods. And then when you confront the situation, right, then it's considered as transphobic. When you speak about the situation, it's considered as homophobic. And the reason why it's considered as that is because these different laws that are being pushed out there. So there's laws out there that protect this said community. It protects them from certain, for us doing certain content about it and everything. To me, that is unrealistic and that is unfair. Because if we want to keep it fair, we keep it fair across the board. Because once again, I could say this. Majority of y'all who are watching right now, if you're either a heterosexual man or a heterosexual woman, I could say this with confidence that at the end of the day, y'all do not care what if a person is part of the LGBT community. Now, y'all honestly do not care. Longest they are living in their truth and longest they're not impeding in your lifestyle, right? Because that's how the way I feel. I don't care. Live in your truth. Live in your truth. Wherever it is, it is. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, at the end of the day, the world will come to an end. God come down on the cloud. Then God say this or that or whatever. That's between them and God, not me. My only responsibility as a human is to treat every human with respect, period. And I believe that all of us should be that way, whether you're heterosexual, homosexual, whatever the case may be, transgender, whatever the case may be, whatever it is, I believe at the end of the day, we all should treat each other with respect, period. But when you impede on that respect, that's where the issue lies. That's where the issue lies at. When you take away our freedom to choose, that's where the issue lies at. I'm just saying. One more video, y'all, and I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'm gonna share y'all my final talking point on this. So we got one more video, and this is another one, trans woman, and she's gonna want to tell y'all the reason why you should tell men that you're a trans woman.
Trans women should tell the guys that they're dating that they're trans, but when they tell them this is still highly debated. As a trans woman, I think telling guys straight up works in your favor, and here's why. Telling guys you're trans acts as a great filter for deciding who are the good eggs and who are the bad eggs. People who are accepting and able to grasp the concept of trans identities are usually very emotionally secure and mature, and these people are also great at cultivating positive relationships. The accepting guys are out there and they are a cut above the rest, trust me, so you want to find out earlier than not.
And her whole viewpoint, I agree. I 100% agree, because at the end of the day, what she's talking about is what I've been saying, that it gives you the freedom to choose. And that man choose to, if you tell right off the bat that you're a trans woman and that man continue to pursue that relationship, that is totally on him, because he chose to do that. Versus being deceitful and not saying nothing at all. Because you take away his right. You just violated that dude's rights to choose. So yeah, I agree with that 100%. I agree with it. So today on this podcast, I gave y'all both viewpoints today. Gave y'all both viewpoints where trans women is saying, some trans women saying that you shouldn't tell them, and they gave you the reason why. Gave y'all the one viewpoint that other trans women and heterosexual men was saying that, hey, y'all should tell us, and gave you the reason why. So here's my overall perspective about this. Should a trans woman tell a heterosexual man that she's trans? My point of view is that she should. Absolutely, she should. 100% she should. The reason why is because of this. The reason why is because if that trans woman is fully secure in her sexuality, she should feel absolutely comfortable with telling that dude the truth. Whether or not that dude accepts it or not, that does not have nothing to do with her. That solely has to do with that dude. If they if he accepts it, then it's fine. If he don't, fine. Move on. Nothing wrong with that. The reason why some trans women is feeling this way is, like I said before, when you look at it, it deals with rejection. Remember what I told y'all earlier, that even though a man transitioned to a woman, I revealed to y'all that at the end of the day, mentally, that dude is still thinking like a man. If you didn't catch that, rewind this video and I broke it down to you about that. But at the end of the day, that dude is still thinking like a man. Therefore, one of the biggest things that us men deal with is rejection from a woman. But in this situation, we're dealing with rejection from a man. So it's only natural for that person to kind of feel that type of way when you live all your life that you're being rejected. You're not winning. So, understandably, I could get how the way they feel about not telling them. But at the end of the day, you should tell them. Because when you tell them, knowing when you tell them, it builds confidence within yourself. Whenever a man, an actual heterosexual man, be straight up and upfront with a woman, guess what? It builds confidence in that man. Regardless if that woman accepts him or not, it builds confidence in that man. He feel better that even if he get rejected, the next time around, he know that it's going to be a better opportunity. Then it's going to be a better opportunity. There's going to be a better opportunity. And it's going to keep going and going and going until eventually you end up meeting that right person who's going to accept you for who you are. Same thing in this situation with trans women. Even though you be honest with them, you tell them, you get rejected, however it happens, at the end of the day, it's going to come to a point where you're going to meet a person who's going to totally accept you. Hell, that person probably be out in the dating market looking for a trans woman. You probably won't even know until you open your mouth and say it. I'm saying again, it probably be a person out there in the dating market that's probably literally looking for a trans woman. But you probably don't know unless you open your mouth and say it. It's like the old saying, closed mouth doesn't get fed. So you should. Absolutely tell them. Gail, salute. I see you in the chat. Absolutely, you should tell them. If you don't tell them, then you have to worry about all these different mental things that goes along with that. You have to worry about if you don't tell this dude. You have to worry about if this said dude have any type of mental disorders. Because sometimes, even when we be dating, and I talk about this on this podcast too, even when we dating, we have to learn how to vet out people. Sometimes, as us as humans, right, we don't do a proper job of vetting out each other. We treat dating like getting a car. We treat dating like going shopping for a house or something. We just look at the outside first and fall in love with the outside. But when it comes to finding out the inside, we don't find out the inside till it's too late. Go shopping for a car. Their car look good on the outside. Certain things look good in the inside. You start that car up, it sound good because it's making a good sound. Don't that sound familiar? Make a good sound because it's saying a certain thing that you like. Right? Then, driving that car off the lot. They're within the 90-day rule. Guess what? That car end up acting up, end up becoming the lemon, and you mad as hell because what? You chose wrong. And that's how it is in the dating market. Because some of us, we don't do the proper vetting out. Some of us, we look at the car, we don't even go and get a car report, or a Carfax is what we call it. Some of us wouldn't even want to go and at least try to see if this car is worth our time. That's how we treat dating. Same thing we get in the house. Some of us, you look at the house, look at the outside of the house, think it's cool. You'll let this person sell you that house. You'll go inside of the house, right, and just see all the decorations to make it appear that it's good, right? The moment when you close that house and get them keys, guess what? That damn house start falling apart. You start finding out that the foundations is all screwed up. You start finding out that you got to pay the price to keep the upkeep of this house. See, I'm giving y'all wisdom today. I'm giving y'all knowledge and wisdom today because this how the way it is in dating. Find out you got to keep the upkeep of that house. You find out you got to do all these different things to maintain that house that you really didn't sign up to do. Then you feel some type of way about it. That's why I say that it's important for us when we're in that dating market that we need to vet out each other. Vet out each other. Vetting out each other means that you need to develop effective communication. Meaning that you need to know what type of open-ended questions to find out truly the intentions of that person. You're not going to find out overnight. You're not going to find out just going out and having coffee just at one time. You're not going to find out if you willfully end up having sex with that person on the first date. Because you already exposed yourself. You're going to find out by getting to know that person, getting to know their intentions. That's how you're going to find out. Therefore, that's when you end up making the choice or a decision if you want to pursue this or not. That's where it boils down to, y'all. So, yeah, a trans woman absolutely should tell a heterosexual man that she's a trans woman. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, it don't have nothing to do with just revealing your sexuality. It's about you being truthful and honest about your intentions. Because they're like say, one or two things are going to happen. That person's going to either respect it or they're not. But at least you gave them the right to choose. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, y'all. Let me address the chat one more time. And that's going to be it for this particular podcast. I hope I gave y'all a show today where I'm going to give y'all a different perspective about this topic. You know what I'm saying? Well, y'all could think about it. Those of y'all who just now coming in, I encourage y'all to check out the beginning of this podcast so you can hear my opening statements about this, so it can challenge y'all to think about it from a different point of view. This particular show, once again, it has nothing to do with being homophobic or transphobic or anything like that. It has nothing to do with trying to talk about said sexuality or anything like that. It's about us developing critical thinking skills about things that happen in real life and come up with solutions. Okay? Instead of us always trying to be the victim. Instead of always trying to be the victim of us, or we're not want to take accountability. So yeah, so let's address the final comments and stuff, y'all, and we'll be done. We'll be done. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Man, there's a lot. Y'all be coming like a hell today. Once again, Gail, salute, welcome. Thank you. Gail, also want to drop your channel in the comment as well too, so people will come to your channel so they can support you. All right. Let me go all the way up. Lord Jesus, y'all been coming. All right, so Jamel, she said this. Urban, do a lie. Why is it hard for parents to accept trans kids? Hey, Jamel, I actually did a show talking about that, but I didn't do it in the point of trans children. I did a show talking about should a parent accept if their kids decide to be homosexual. I did that before. I did it back in, what was that, season 6 on my show? But I could do it again. I have no problem with talking about it again. Gail, she said this. Yes, she should. Think how they should be brought up on SA charges if they don't, and then man finds out later. Yep. Because that's what about SA, sexual assault. Yep, I agree. And it should be labeled as the R word in a way to me. Cherry, she said she also agree. Let me see. Jamel, she says this on Urban. You know what's crazy? I rather a gay daughter than a gay son word, but I don't want my son to be with another man. I wonder why is that? You're not the only woman that said that, by the way. I heard a lot of women that says that. I wonder why. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a show talking about. You gave me that idea. I'm gonna want to do a show talking about that. All right, we're gonna do a show talking about it. Matter of fact, my channel isn't necessarily a panel type channel, but I will purposely make an exception on that and do an actual panel discussion talking about that, y'all. So I'll put that together for y'all, and we'll have that conversation if that's what y'all want. We'll have that conversation. I need some audio for my day. Yeah, appreciate it. I have a gay daughter. She said what she said. I don't know, but they now have a boyfriend. All right. We just sex ourselves into a relationship. True. These type of men are trying to lead or allure you, straight men, into their lifestyle. Sounds like Satan. Satan! I would be devastated if I knew my son would be gay. Yeah, we're gonna do a show talking about that. Because like I say, I hear a lot of more women talking about that. So yeah, we're gonna do a show. I'm gonna do a show talking about that. I say practice self-discipline. Don't be so quick to get into the bed and get to know that person, then you'll see who they really are, which I agree. Protect yourself, I agree. Let's see. Zoe said this. Just remember that sex is for reproduction, not for pleasure. That way you can't go wrong. And so I agree with that. I said this on this channel too. But how the way I said it is that the whole purpose for a man and a woman to come together is for procreation purposes. All right. That's why I said it. Now, if you're looking at the term for relationships, right, the only thing that you're getting out of a relationship is companionship. That's it. You just chilling with each other. If that's how the way you want to put it, you're just a man and woman that's there chilling with each other, enjoying your time and space. The whole ideology about marriage is just simply talking about procreation and companionship. That's all what it is. Now, the other stuff that we try to add into there, to be honest with y'all, is really irrelevant. Like all this stuff talking about, well, we got to build together, we got to build our house together, we got to build this, we got to do that. That's irrelevant stuff that we invented as humans. Because when you look at it in the beginning, right, the beginning humans and stuff, they didn't worry about trying to build generational wealth, trying to build a household. They don't worry about that. All they care about is companionship, procreation, and survival. That was it. That's all they cared about. But we just care about that because we're just now privileged. That's why we care about that. So yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, he come back and say, "Hail Satan! Satan!" Girl said, "Forget that urban. I want some grandbabies. That dude better not be gay." Hey, girl, why he can't why he can't just adopt? He could always adopt. So when we need grandchildren, he could adopt. Why that dude can't adopt? But since y'all talking about this, I am going to do a show talking about this. All right, since y'all really talk about this, and I'm gonna present to y'all different arguments about this. All right, to give y'all different perspective. Then I'm gonna give y'all my overall perspective about this. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to set that up for y'all for real. That's what y'all want. If y'all want this smoke, I most definitely would give it to you for real. I most definitely would give it to you. But other than that, y'all, I do have to run now, y'all. Once again, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the podcast today. I hope that what I share to y'all, it just give y'all a different point of view or a different perspective. Like I always on this channel, I always welcome different people's point of views and perspective. I welcome if you agree with me. I welcome if you disagree with me, as long as we're being respectable. That's all that matters to me. So yeah, I welcome this over here in this channel where we can have that conversation, have this dialogue. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune in. Those of y'all who enjoy music, make sure y'all tune in later on tonight where I will be DJing later on tonight and be doing an R&B live for y'all. All right? Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for putting it in the comment to support the channel. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, South Pacific Reader. Thank you, Zoe, for pulling up. Thank you, Church, for pulling up. Thank you, everybody, for pulling up as well too. If I didn't mention y'all, thank y'all so much. Oh, Gary, yeah. Gary, thank you so much for pulling up. Gary, he said the activity is supposed to come in a union between one another. Agreeable. Sex, that is. Agreeable. So yeah. So thank you everyone who pulled up or everyone who participated in the chat. Thank you so much because it do helps this channel a whole lot. So yeah. Once again, I will put that show together. I will make that show for y'all for real. We'll put that together. I'll get my talking points together and we'll have the conversation. And also, I'll make it a panel discussion for y'all. Absolutely. So pull up. All right. So thank y'all so much. Y'all enjoy y'all Friday, and I'll see y'all later on today. Peace out. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to be a hater, y'all. Jeez. I don't want to be a hater. But yeah. South Pass decided to send me a cash app. So thank you so much for the cash app. Make it rain. Thank you so much, South Pass Sweet Reader, for the cash app. Jeez. Now, I'll see y'all later. Peace out.